Williams, I want to ask you about Orlando Brown. What do you think about this dude, man? He came out today talking about he
Yep.
made love to Drake, Usher. You talk about a guy that if you want to get him on, last I checked is 4 racks for an interview virtually.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think about this dude? Is he mentally disturbed? You think he's drugs? You think it's attention? Or is there some truth behind this shit? What's your thoughts on Orlando Brown's another outburst this time?
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And KATT Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that nigga name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
What the fuck? Why you not naming no hoes?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sicked his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer. Thought you knew.
I did.
Okay.
You're Jesus.
Yeah. So my dad sicked like every bad one on me. And I was like, whatever. Whatever. But the babies matter now. And I'm like, nigga, not my kids.
I literally think it's all of the above with the exception of him having mental problems. I don't think he's mentally crazy. I think he's very calculated and smart. But he may have some drug problems, and he's also an actor, and there's also some truth to it. I heard him say 4 names, and he probably said more. I heard him say Diddy. I heard him say Usher. I heard him say Drake. I heard him say Busta Rhymes. And if you heard any other names, let me know. And I think that maybe some of them people he fucked and some of them people he's lying about. I genuinely, you can't.
Interesting. Busta Rhymes interesting.
That's the first time Busta Rhymes' name has been publicly put out there, and I think that's very interesting too. I'll leave it at that. I'm not calling Busta Rhymes anything. I just think it's interesting that now his name's getting thrown into this pot of fire too. Yeah, I think there's some truth to it. I think there's some lies to it. He also, like, you bring up a KATT Williams, right? Why you ain't say KATT Williams fucked you 5 years ago? Why are you saying it now? Because it's conveniently KATT Williams did 7 billion views over on Club Shay Shay, and then another 6 on our man Willie D's. So now all of a sudden his name is hot. Let me put him into this pot of bullshit too. You know what I'm saying? And then let me slide some names in who really either pushed the issue of me trying to do some shit or actually did some shit with. I think that kid is, when you look at kids in Hollywood and how they end up turning out when they're adults, you see a lot of them turn out just like Orlando Brown has. I think there's some truth to it. I think that adults have pushed up on him in very violating type ways. I think some of them happen to be men. I don't deny that one bit. I think 100%, there's 100% truth to that. Just who and how many, I don't know.
I mean, we've talked to a lot of different actors, rappers, and we always somehow we get to that conversation, like in Hollywood parties, this, that, and the third. And I'll say almost all of them, if they were like indulging in that or been invited to something, they see some freaky shit, some weird shit.
Yeah.
Some people that ain't gonna go. They just gonna do their thing and go home. But the people that was around that, they're like, yo, pretty much everything you need. If you want this, that's there. If you want to go to this party, that's there. I mean, think about LA in general. The scene, put Hollywood on top of that, put millions of dollars on top of that. Like, it's some weird shit going on. Yeah. And I don't know if none of this stuff is true. That's what he's saying, but I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if a lot of the people that we grew up to revere and love were sleeping together, have relationships with each other. I would not be surprised because this is the type of shit that I knew that goes on, you know, not from personal experience, but just talking to a lot of different people. It's like, remember the whole thing with dude came here and talked about red and meth. It's like, I ain't believe it. It took us, you know, by storm, but it's probably shit like that happening in the industry. Not those two in particular, but
right.
It's crazy.
You wouldn't don't put it past any name. You know what I'm saying? At this point, don't put it past any any name. And man, look, there's documentaries coming out now on Nickelodeon executives doing some nasty things to a lot of them kids on them kids shows. There's documentaries coming out. So things are factual. There were adults preying on these young men and young women, young boys and girls at the time that were in these shows. It just was what it was. So to sit back and act like, when you look at it, Orlando Brown, who's been a child actor, I think the first time we saw Orlando Brown was what? Major Payne, maybe even before that. You know what I'm saying? He was a baby, bro. So to act like he hasn't seen some shit or been through some shit, we'd be like, you're crazy. He definitely has. Just to what extent, I don't know. But no, I don't think there's a name out there in 2024, oh God, that they could throw out there that I'd be surprised about. I really don't.
And then it's like he's been around all those people.
Right. Exactly.
He's been so deep and entrenched into the industry. Like, he got some stories, man. But you know, we'll let the chips fall where they may. With this one, a lot of people are gonna write him off as crazy on drugs, but I think some of that stuff, that's like even like a Jaguar, right? People say, "Oh, she's crazy, oh Jag, liar, this, that, and the third." But a lot of stuff she came out, you know, we seen a lot of the stuff was true, as she said. So, you know, the ones that people call crazy and write off as this and that, usually be the ones that's kind of telling some truths.
Yeah, there's some truth in that crazy.